Have you ever seen a fantasy map, or any other regional map for that matter, that has no mountains? Yeah, I don't think so. Mountains are an essential part of any region, and a well-placed and crafted mountain range can enhance your work in ways you won't expect. From being a border of the map, or an obstacle to cross, to a focal point where the characters are going for the final destinations. Yes, I'm looking at you, Frodo and Bilbo Baggins. Whatever purpose they serve, mountains have always been one of my favourite features to draw. So let's hop over to Procreate and I will show you how to draw mountains in a very easy way, and as always, how to reuse your art in your future projects. We're going to start from a large canvas. I'm choosing a 4000 square canvas for this. You can't do a small size for this because the brushes that I will recommend to use will look pixelated if we create them on a small canvas. Okay, now we're going to choose peppermint pencil, change the color to black, double click to ensure you're selecting the actual black, and we will sketch a couple of easy triangles. Make sure that each of them is on separate layer, and also that each triangle have a diagonal line that goes from top like so. Now this one I'll make slightly taller. And this one I will make super flat. With that done, I will switch out visibility on the two layers and create a new one where we can redraw our mountains in more details. If your triangle is very dark, you can change the opacity on the bottom layer to something like 50% so it doesn't interrupt with your line work. Now I'm changing my brush to a studio pen from inking brushes section, and I'm adjusting its size to around 20%. Feel free to use any other brush that you like and that goes nicely with your art style. I'm starting from the bottom of the triangle we drew, and I am roughly outlining the edge of it in a couple of strokes. Now bear in mind that the mountains have mostly sharp edges, so don't be afraid of using jaggedy lines with a few soft curves like so. Once you have the outline of your mountain complete, let's do the middle. The diagonal line that we sketched before will work as a rough guide. When you look at mountains in real life, they are never flat. Here are some examples, and as you can see, the diagonal line is this ridge that you can see here. So trying to recreate it, we're going to draw a zigzag line along it, then some other lines that connect at an angle to the zigs and the zags. We're almost done here. Now to add a little more volume to our mountains, the last thing we can do is add thin lines to its surface for depth and more details. I'm adding some on the bottom and where the space looks a little empty. And voila, we're having a nice looking mountain. Now to the tall one and the low one. Repeat the steps from the previous one and add as many details as you want, but ensure the lines still look clean and are not too cramped. Now we have a nice looking 3 mountains that we can use in our projects. A bonus would be to create a hill or a dune. This is very easy. I like to flip my canvas for this, and all you do is draw a little hump. Or if you want to make it a little more detailed, add this little swirl to the top to highlight that it's slightly taller than just a little hill hump. You can also add thin lines for volume. With that, we can convert all of the images to stamps so we can reuse them in the future whenever we want to add a quick mountain or two. To do so, we're going to choose the layer we worked on, click on its image and click on Invert. Now, with the entire canvas changed to white, we're going to click on Copy. To help us create a new brush, we will duplicate one that already exists in Procreate to help with our settings. I chose Drip from Spray Paints. Slide to left and press Duplicate, and then click on the duplicated brush to access its settings. In Shape section, we're going to press on Edit, then Import and Paste. Press Done and your brush view should change like so. In Grain, slide movement to 0 until you see stamp in the window where you had percentages. The last thing to do is go to Properties and change the maximum size to max, so we can increase the size of the mountains in larger projects and use them without issues. Go to Stroke Path and increase the spacing to around 80% as well to ensure that they are not overlapping. Now let's test our brush. Create a new layer and switch off the visibility of others. Now adjust the size and see how it looks in a smaller and larger version. If you're happy with the result, we're going to create stamps from the other pictures we've completed. Just duplicate this brush that we've just made, so all the settings remain exactly the same. Here you go. Now with a couple of variations available, you can create a mountain range in no time. Use this to speed up your process, create more mountains and hills, or you can use flip horizontal on the ones that you've made already and add to your collection as a new stamp brush. With just a couple of designs, you can create unique combinations and save time for other, more fun things like a cup of coffee or a walk with your dog. Have a great time creating, guys. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!